I'm recording on my iPad again like I did last video. I'm trying to figure out an intro, but it's not going too well. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find an intro for this video, but if not, I'll try to definitely have one by next video. But I'm about to do my lashes real quick, and yeah, we're gonna talk. I'm trying to figure out if I should do a story time or if I should just yap, you know. And I know that my iPad quality is not the best, but I do not care. It's still a camera, it's still recorded. We have watched worse quality movies. Please ignore it, please. I needed to have a long video this time. My videos are always super short, and I really want to start pushing out content, so I need to get on that. I don't have anything better to do. I have my head wrapped today, and this throbbing, but we're gonna have to get used to it because I want to start wrapping my hair more. Hold on. I'm using my camera tripod in the most ridiculous way. It's gonna be about, I guess it's gonna be a story time about the one official time I got into a fight, because I've gotten into multiple actual fights in real life, but this was the only time I officially got into a fight where everybody knew about it, and probably everybody that I go to school with now that went to middle school with me remembers. So basically, this was in 8th grade. I thought, if you're in 8th grade, I do not condone this behavior, and I advise against it. But do what you gotta do. Please hold on, because sorry. So, yeah, this was 8th grade, and I want to say 13. I was about 13. Everything happened, I was a wild 13-year-old. Everything happened for me at 13. I was 13, and there was this one girl, and she literally, me and her had, been friends and beefing on and off since, 6th grade, I want to say. And I really, truly do not know what I did to this girl. What did I do to make them niggas that mad? 6th grade, I remember this very vividly. She had these two friends, and it's actually funny because I'm cool with those two girls to this day. They're cool peoples now. I was in 6th grade, she did not like me, and I did not know why. Truly did not. I was regardless of any type of status that I had, I was definitely going to talk my stuff every time. I don't care how old I've been, who you were. Regardless, I was going to talk my stuff, and if you didn't like me, you didn't like me. But she did not like me from the moment that we met. She just had an attitude problem. She was just like that. She was one of those girls who swore they had so much popularity, and yeah. So eventually, down the line in 6th grade, we became friends, because I remember her saying that in 6th grade that she wanted to fight me, but girl, for what? So I remember I didn't care really. She was just one of those girls who just liked to I guess she liked to prove herself as tough, because she was very small, and I will say that she was very small. So I refrained myself from being super beefy with her, because it's I was not small. I was really tall in middle school, actually, because I remember as a 6th grader, where everybody had their growth spurts, I was one of the tall girls. I was about 5'2", 5'3" in 6th grade. So when I was when I was in 6th grade and 7th grade, I really did not try to get in trouble in school. That was the one thing, because I have never been suspended or expelled, and I had always saw all of my family get suspended and expelled, and I just kind of did not want to be a part of that. So I kind of ignored her throughout 6th and 7th grade. I would make smart remarks back to her, but I didn't really care too much to argue back with this girl, because I knew that I could beat her up if we fought. So we're being real, we're being honest, I knew I could beat her up if we fought. Okay, I lied. Maybe it wasn't 8th grade that we fought. Maybe it was 7th grade. I'm not too sure. Maybe it was 8th grade. I don't know. It was 8th or 7th grade. One of the two. But so I remember me and this girl beefed a lot, because we would be cool, and then one day she would have an issue. We would be cool, and one day, and then again she would have an issue. I'm not even I will take accountability. I would take accountability if there was something that I could take accountability for. But looking back, this girl truly just had a problem. She just truly had an attitude problem. I don't know what it was. I really don't care. But yeah, she just had an issue with every little thing. So I remember this one time, it was Yeah, it was 8th grade. Because I remember this one time. I was like, let me go back. This girl was very like messy. She was known for being one of those messy people. She was always into it with somebody. Like she was just like, you know how like you grow up with those one people who in like who
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
she was a little quick. She was fast. So it was like she was one of those girls. And there was a collective group of those girls in my school. So I was very like, I guess you can say like I was known because I had went to the school for like all 4 years, but I was not like popular by any means. Like people just knew who I was. I just remember like we would beef all the time, like because like it truly just could never be a moment of peace with this girl, just because like I guess she wanted some credibility or something like that. And I honestly, I don't know why in this situation I was so passive looking back in hindsight, but like I try not to argue because when I argue, it always leads to a fight. Now you want to fight. I don't know what we were arguing for this like exact time. It was something stupid.
Oh.
Yes, I do. So this was like around volleyball season, and in middle school I had wanted to play volleyball, and I had just tried out for the team with my best friend and like my other friend. And this girl, she literally like, she was not trying out for the team, but like I had not made the team or whatever. And like my friends were like, I don't know, they were like listing off the people who made the team and who didn't. I was just upset about not making the team, but I was coming up to her to talk to her about something completely different. This was at a time that we were cool. So I was coming up to her to talk to her about something completely different, and like she was like,
"Girl, I want to hear about how you didn't make the volleyball team." Da, 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 da.
I was like, what? I had attitude then now because I wasn't even coming to talk to you about that. But even if I was coming to talk to you about that, how you want to be, miss? I don't want to talk about nobody. You're a new person, different and reformed? No. So basically we had this Spanish teacher who like, oh my God, if I tell any more stories from middle school, you're going to hear about this Spanish teacher a lot. This Spanish teacher, she was messy. Now that I am a whole 17-year-old looking back on like 13-year-old me's like actions and interactions with this Spanish teacher, she should not have known and seen a lot of things, and it's very questionable looking back onto it, but whatever. So this Spanish teacher, like we told her all of our business. Like this was one of the teachers like that knew all of the tea, all of the business, whatever. This girl had went to the Spanish teacher because we both had Spanish that period, and she had went to the Spanish teacher and like told her that like I was upset that I didn't make the volleyball team. And like, girl, telling this teacher like now that I have an attitude and that I'm upset now because she like I tried to come talk about this one girl who made the team and I didn't. Like I was trying to talk about people and trying to make me seem like this basically this super messy person. But thank you. Anyways, I see her talking to the Spanish teacher about me in the hallway. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. So she then, like, I heard her talking about me or whatnot. So what I go do is I go talk to the Spanish teacher. What I did was I told the Spanish teacher about some like, and looking back onto this is so messy for me to do, but it is something that I would do now. So basically she had, at the time, like I said, we were in 8th grade and she was dating a 7th grader. And the 7th grader, like, we had all found that disgusting at the time. Like, an 8th grader dating a 7th grader, you're dirty, like, disgusting. And so this girl was known to, like, post her business on Snapchat and those little anonymous question things. Like, she will always post her business on Snapchat without fail. So I remember her doing a couple Q&As or whatever, and her, like, talking about this boy. And she like told all the Spanish teacher her business about this boy. So I like, and then she had told it was something stupid. Like she was just talking about this boy on her story. Like I'm telling you, she was a quick little girl. So I'm telling the Spanish teacher this because since we talking about people, I'm gonna talk about you. Telling her, just saying this loud. loud and proud in the classroom that this girl is sitting in.
Yeah. What you over here being messy for?
So eventually, like, me and this girl get into an argument because she's hearing me talk about her, and she gets mad or whatever, and we go back and forth. And my problem is whenever I start arguing with somebody, I start crying. I don't know if it's just like my emotions all coming up at once or what, but like I literally always start crying when I start arguing with somebody. Don't let the crying fool you. I'm still gonna eat you up. I'm crying, but like at the same time while I'm crying, I'm like, I'm gonna smack her. So my teacher had ended up grabbing me, taking me to the hallway, and telling me to go to like the art room. And the art room had we had the Spanish room and then like a gym like with the hallway, and you walk past the gym and then there's the art room and on the other side of the school. So I ended up going to the art room, and the art teacher and the Spanish teacher were very similar teachers, like teachers that are always in kids' business. And let me not say too much because the art teacher works at the high school now, so like let me not say too much. But she had ended up the girl had ended up freaking like, I don't know, she ended up, I guess, she kept talking or whatever, and I was just mad. So I ended up staying in the freaking art room for a little bit, and I ended up calming down while like the art teacher was talking to me or whatever. But me and this girl, we rode the bus together, and we lived in the same neighborhood. So like I did not plan on fighting this girl. Like I said, like I was really just pissed off, but I was not going to ever put my hands on her because like at the time, in hindsight, I'm like 130 pounds and this girl is like 90 pounds. So hold on. Okay, I got it open. I had to use my teeth like a barbaric animal. But yeah, what part was I at? We had 3 or 4 out of 7 of our classes together, and we lived in the same neighborhood, rode the same bus. So I had no intentions of fighting this girl, but I was not scared of her by any means because, like I said, I had a good like 40 pounds on her. Like, not that that matters, but I was not worried about her. Like, there wasn't much she could do specifically, I knew. So I remember after that, she had ended up like getting mad that I had supposedly told her business or whatever, and I guess like she let her friends talk her in to her walking to my house, because like I said, she only lived like a neighborhood over. Like you could literally like walk this little grass like field and you would be at my house from hers. So I remember like at this time we had not followed each other on any social medias. Like we had unfollowed each other on Instagram. We didn't follow each other on Musical.ly. Like we didn't have each other's kicks, nothing. Like we did not follow each other at all. So after we ended up, so I remember getting like a text from her on Instagram, and it was like, what is it? It was like, come outside. And I was on the phone with this girl who, again, like if I end up telling more story times, this girl will probably end up in a lot of them because this girl. But I was on the phone with this one girl that I was friends with, who had knew all the beef or whatever. And again, in hindsight, this girl was really messy. Like she still is to this day. And like the way I ran down them stairs, like I was babysitting my nieces and my nephew, and my iPad just stopped working because of freaking storage or whatever, so I had to fix that. But I flew down them stairs. Like I dang near jumped down them stairs, I'm not gonna lie, because I am not the type of person who likes to fight, because I think it's really like, I don't like the word ghetto, but I think it's very demeaning. So hold on, let me not stab myself in the eye. Hold on. I think fighting is very demeaning, and I don't try to fight. But at this point, this girl was actually really getting on my nerves, because I am not one to allow myself to get disrespected. Not once, not twice, nothing, by no one. Sorry. It's just how I am. It's how I've always been. Ignoring never has and never will be one of my strong suits. It never will. I cannot ignore people at all. So eventually it actually did start to really start making me mad or whatever. But me and this girl, like once she told me to come outside, like all bets were off, because that means that you're at my house. And if first of all, it's already disrespectful that you didn't came to my house trying to fight me. So if my mom would have found out that she came over here and I didn't fight her, and she had brought her sister, but like I said, me and her sister were cool, because it was like that was not her blood sister, and she knew like her sister was weird and she be tripping. So so she had her sister there, and I had gave her sister like my phone and told her, well, my phone or whatever. So me and the sisters holding my phone, and had ended up like, she knew the girl that was on FaceTime, so she had ended up turning the camera around so that she could see me and the girl fighting or whatever. And within like the first second of me and this girl fighting, she fell, and like I knocked her glasses off her face. Like I could told you, like this girl is not, there was a big size difference between me and this girl. And so like I'm for reference, I'm 130 pounds now, and like I've seen this girl since, and like I'm still bigger than that girl to this day. So she had ended up, like, we had ended up fighting not for long. Like it was not for long, and I was not trying to like dead hurt this girl, because it was never that serious. Like the reason that we were fighting was not that serious. I just felt like it was more of a principle thing, so that you will leave me alone. Like, because I'm obviously not scared of you. I obviously don't mind going back and forth with you. Like, you wanted to fight, and we did, and you lost, and it was that. And I thought it was going to be that. Like, any smart person, or at least I thought, any smart person is going to be like, hey, I lost that one. Let me leave this person alone. So we fought for a little bit. A lot of people still have that video, actually, that I went to middle school with. And the fight was literally nothing spectacular, because, like I said, like, this was not a fight to the death. Like, that's how you know that, like, the beef was never that serious, because both of us just ended up walking away after that one little round. After she got up off the ground, she tried to yank on my hair. I said, let go of my hair. She let go of my hair, and she walked away. She went home. She said that she wanted another round, but she kept walking. So I was just like, I don't know. I do not condone fighting, and this was definitely not an experience that I recommend at all. But anyways, back to the story. So basically, the girl who was on the phone had ended up getting like a screen recording or whatever. She had got like a screen recording of the fight or whatever, and had posted it. And like I said, like I didn't really care that she posted it, because like I had won the fight, but at the same time it was like everybody kept reposting and posting this screen recording of this fight, because a lot of people did not like this girl. And a lot of people was waiting on me to fight her. Like, not waiting on me to fight her, but waiting on somebody to fight her. And I guess I was just that person. But, like, a lot of people started reposting this fight or whatever. And like I said, like, the fight was nothing spectacular. But it was just a little something. So, this girl, like, I'm not even joking. Me and this girl, like, she ends up texting me or whatever. Like, because she had my number, I guess. She got my number from someone. And looking back onto this was the dumbest thing ever. But again, middle school is different, especially before COVID. Middle school was different. Gets my number. She texts me. She says something like, my dad called the police, or like somebody called the police, and like you have to delete the video, and y'all all have to delete the video, because the police, whatever she said, something about the police. And I was just like, girl, whatever. She's like, the police. So we're going to have to finish the video off my phone, because my iPad keeps saying that my storage is full, and it's irritating me. So anyways, this girl is like, police. Like, they said y'all got to take the video down, and blah, 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 blah. We get to school the next day, and like I said, this Spanish teacher, she had a way of finding out everything. And I'm assuming that, like, somebody had showed the video to the art teacher, and the art teacher has sent it to the Spanish teacher, and the Spanish teacher had ended up seeing it or whatever. And I had her first period in 8th grade, and this Spanish teacher comes up to me in first period, and she's like,
did you and so-and-so get into a fight?
Because like I said, me and this girl had this same class later that day. Like, we had that same class together. And she knew that we had beef. She knew the whole backstory, because like I said earlier, we were like we were like talking to her, like she was like kind of the middleman. And so she's like, did y'all fight? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, who won? I was like, me. And I showed her the video. I just remember like this girl going around the school saying like,
Oh, it was a tie, it was a tie.
even though everybody saw the video and everybody was like, girl, like I really did not do my big win. It was not that great of a fight, I'll admit that, but baby, you did not win. So it was like, from then on, me and her never really beefed like that again. Like I said, I did see her, like she did not go to the same high school as me. Like she went to the online version of my school, but like I remember seeing her at like sophomore year homecoming. No, it was junior year. I remember seeing her at homecoming. So we were dancing together. It was cool. Like we're acquaintances now. Like there's no bad blood or no beef in between us. I just had to pop you real quick and show you, because it was like she just kept pushing my buttons and pushing my buttons and pushing my buttons, because normally I would not engage in those type of activities, because it's like, it's very immature. And it's like, I don't want to be that person. But it was like, she just kept going at it and going at it. And it's like, damn, what do I do in this situation? But yeah, like I said, I do not really condone fighting. I do not condone violence. That was just my experience in middle school. I would say I'm very proud of myself for not getting into more situations like that when I was younger, because if you're seeing this and you're a middle schooler and you're getting into altercations and you feel like it's worth it, I pinky promise you it's not. Like, I pinky promise you it's better to just ignore them, log off, ignore them in school, whatever you have to do, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people you aren't gonna know in a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, and maybe you will, but nobody's gonna care. I pinky promise you, after maybe like a couple months, couple years, nobody's gonna care. It's not worth it. No, I pinky swear, as somebody who has a lot of humiliating stories from middle school, nobody is going to care after you get into high school. Nobody is going to care really months or weeks from now. So live life for the plot and don't be embarrassed by your experiences. Goodbye. If you don't subscribe, you will get 50 years of bad luck. Bye.